Hey guys, and welcome to the Provokers podcast, where we talk about things you probably should too. Today I'm joined by...
Hey guys, it's Ethan, otherwise known as Flabsexy Gaming.
And I am the host of the episode, Jeebins Phoebins, also known as John. How are we doing today?
Yeah, so just to keep everyone updated, these are the last one you watched or listened to, which was the tier list one, and this one we're both pre-recording on the same day, so pretty much nothing different has happened, really. I mean, yeah, pretty much nothing. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll say this for a headline because we've actually never talked about it, which is kind of funny. But I mean, it did just happen for us, so.
Okay. Yeah, well, like you said, not much has been going on. I had a sip of water, maybe. So exciting stuff between the last episode now.
Yep.
Sure.
I mean, not that the last episode was super exciting anyway, but in terms of our lives, it was what I mean. So our lives were not that exciting. So
you got a headline? I think we'll just move right on to that.
I got something for you. So we never actually talked about this. Yeah, I got something juicy. Yeah, so it's been out for a while, but I just wanted to talk about the actual people talking about it. The Switch 2 has came out, which has initially gotten some pretty critical reviews of it. So first of all, there was an incident where people pre-ordered the thing, and then GameStop stupidly stapled the receipt to the box, which then obviously stapled the thing into the screen, which then permanently broke the screen. Luckily, those people they got a new one for free, obviously. So that's sort of been resolved. But then people are saying, there's not much games on it, really, because right now it's just Mario Kart World or whatever, and then maybe a couple other ports or something. And so people are worried, myself included, that it's going to become the Wii U of this generation. Because if you remember, the Wii, fantastic, beautiful console, one of the best that Nintendo's ever done. And then the Wii U came out because they wanted to ride off that success, and they had some ideas with it. And granted, the Wii U had a couple features that were new and stuff, but the Wii U is regarded as one of the worst flops of history, right? So in terms of the gaming universe, so where people are worried about the whole Switch 2 thing, and I would agree. It's kind of so far right now, it's not looking great. And now I'm kind of just in that phase where I'm like, I hate that all these new games that I want to play are on these new consoles. Because for example, Doom, the new Doom game, you have to have a PS5 or a new Xbox to play that, which kind of sucks because I don't have those. I don't want to spend the money for those right now. I have better things to spend my money on right now. So it sucks. And then Mario Kart World, I can't speak. I want to play that. Although I guess people are saying it's not that good, so maybe I don't really want to play it that much. But so yeah, that's coming. I do want to at least try it though. But you need a Switch 2 to do that, and I'm not spending $500 on a Switch when I already have one. So yeah, it just kind of sucks. I'm in that phase where you gotta evolve. But at the same time, I love the stuff I have. That's why I play PC games because PC, I mean, yes, you need a good computer to run most games sometimes, but even with the computer that I have right now, it still runs a lot of games, and granted, I absolutely am getting a PC once I move to my new apartment. But regardless, it doesn't matter. But that's why I play a lot of PC games, because you don't have to upgrade to a new PC just to get this new game that came out. Because if you already have a decent PC, you probably run it. So, because I'm sure John's is only how much did you pay for it?
I think it was. It's been so long. I think it was around 1,000, which is a bit for sure. And in terms of PCs, though, definitely not the most expensive it could be. So it's a really good PC.
I was gonna say, John can probably run. John, first of all, can run a lot of games really smoothly. I watch his footage, and I'm like, man, this game, his footage looks a lot better than mine. But he can run games like GTFO, which is a game that I want to play so bad, but I can't. He can probably run those types of games, and then he just has a 1,000 PC, which, like John said, it's a lot of money for sure, but it's not as bad as because PCs can go up to 12,000 if you really want to get the best of the best stuff. But you don't need the best of the best stuff. If you have the best of the best stuff, sure, I guess, cool, good for you. But you don't need that stuff. You just need a good enough PC that can run 99% of games, which is what I would say. The 1,500 is probably where you can play 99%. The 1,000 there's a couple of games that'll probably give you problems, but.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a couple games that I've gotten to play, and it's this is not really doing too well. And usually in those cases, it's less to do with my specs, and it's it's more to do with I can't play it on the highest setting, which I don't need to play it on the highest setting. I can lower the settings to something lower, and then it works just fine. But some games are like, we don't need settings. We're gonna just let them have the graphics that it has. So we're not gonna change anything. I'm like, but why?
Right.
So,
yeah. But yeah, so like my point of this all was that like the whole console wars thing is kind of stupid. But even ignoring that fact, it's just kind of annoying that I would have to get a new console just to play a game that I want. And plus PS5, from what I can see, the only game I would play on the PS5 would be Doom. So like it'd be I'd be paying $580 for one experience. So it's like that's not worth it in my eyes. Whereas if I spend like double that, which again is a lot of money, but if I spend double that, I have a PC that I can play 10,000 games on. You know, to me it's like I'm going to use that over than like a new console, unless like for example the PS5 gets like a bunch of games and I'm like, ooh, I want to play those. But they don't have that because PS4 is super substantial for me because it has all the games that I could ever want on it. So yeah, but
right. I am one to be like, I think console is a stupid. I think wishing for the downfall of a competing console is against your best interest because competition is good for lowering prices. So if Xbox didn't exist, then everything else would be more expensive. Mm-hmm. Not that they are cheap now, but they could be like, we are the only people on the market, so we can charge literally whatever we want, and then it sucks. Although some games they do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the console companies can't do that because that's monopolistic. So they could get sued if they do that.
Yeah.
Which is why because there was rumors of like Nintendo and Xbox joining forces. I'm like, I don't think they can do that because then Sony's Sony would be like at an extreme disadvantage. So even because that's not even a monopoly at that point, but I think just ethically they would be at a really bad disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Switch 2 is interesting from what I've seen, but like I said, there's literally only one game I'd play on it, and I'm not spending $500. And then the world is $80! No. Mm-hmm. I'm not spending, I don't care how good the game is, I ain't spending $80 on it. Screw that noise. Like, I get a lot of the games in my Steam library, I got for $2, $5, sometimes $10, right? Like, the most expensive game I have on my computer is probably Phasmophobia. It was $20, I think. I guess Deltarune is $25, so I guess that's probably the new winner. But granted, I'd pay $50 for that game. And that's a freaking indie game. And this is a corporate game, obviously, but it doesn't give you the right to increase your price by $20, because most games are $60. And then now they're $80. And I'm like, no thanks. If GTA 6 comes to be $120, I'd be like, okay, I'll give you that, I guess. But for a Mario Kart game, I'm sorry. Mario Kart Wii was $80, I still wouldn't pay for it. And Mario Kart Double Dash, my favorite Mario Kart game, was $80. I still wouldn't pay for the $80 for that, because that's way too much money for that kind of game. So, no thank you.
Yeah, I would agree. I think, especially when you only have so many games on your console, to be $80 for the 2 games we get. And it's what are you doing, man? But no one's gonna want to spend that. Even the most expensive game I have, I think I spent $70 for, which is a lot. But it was also a bundle, and it had 2 games for $70, which was pretty good. And the game in question, I played 80 hours of, and I still want to go back to it and play some more because I didn't do everything you possibly could. It was so much content for the money that I felt like it was worth it. But a lot of games don't do that. They'll have 50 hours at max of content, and it'll be $80. I'm like, what are you doing, man? No one wants to pay you that much.
Right.
And I know old people are oh, well, if you account for inflation back in the day, it was about the same. I don't care. I don't get paid.
Yeah, well, even as someone who does get paid, I have better things to spend my money on. It's just no. It's crazy. So, yeah, no thanks. And also, this ticked me off when I saw this. I didn't even know they did this until recently. So there's a tech demo for the Nintendo Switch to learn about all the features and stuff, and there's mini games you play, and I'm sure they're fun or whatever. If you wanna beat the demo, if you wanna do every minigame and beat the minigames or whatever, to do all that, you need every single accessory that the Nintendo Switch 2 comes with, meaning the webcam, the headphones, everything. And so someone calculated it'd be, if you bought the Switch, the tech demo, and all the accessories, $1,000 and $200, like $1,200 or something like that. Hell to the no. No, absolutely not. Never in the million universe. I'd rather a PC. No. So, just crazy, man.
Yeah. And I'm not I want to say I'm not a Nintendo hater. I enjoy Nintendo. But like when it comes to the consoles, like I only got the Switch, like the first Switch, like a year ago, which it had been out for quite a while because when it first came out, I remember when it first came out, I was like, oh, there's not that many games that I want to play on it. So I mean, I'm not really too bothered. I'll just get it eventually. Eventually, I did, and because I waited, I got a pretty good deal on it. But I would say like if they want people to be buying their stuff, they gotta lower the prices a little bit because it's like super expensive for the console to have only 2 games on it. So, granted, maybe in like a year or two they'll have a bunch more games and it'll be worth it. But like at the moment, like I'm not gonna be getting it.
Right. Yeah, I won't be getting it. I don't even know if I'll ever get it. Depends on what comes out, I guess.
Right.
Or if I see like a sale on it or something, maybe then I'll be convinced. But yeah. Right, as of right now, absolutely not, and then maybe even in the future, probably not either. PS5, I could be convinced with like if there's a lot of games that come out on it that are good. Like Doom's convincing me, but not right now because it'd literally only be Doom right now. But like if there more games come out on PS5, like if they make another Far Cry game, for example, I'd probably have to. But right now, that's I don't even think they're making it right now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and with the PS5 as well, it's like I grew up with PlayStation stuff, and I didn't get the PS5 till also last year. It was a little bit after I got the Switch. I got the PS5, and that was only because my parents had gotten a good deal on one because they knew somebody who was like selling them for the price that they were actually supposed to be selling them for, and not like a scalper who got all of the PS5s. And it was like $1 billion for one. Mm-hmm. So I had one for a while. And then the plan was to move out. And then I didn't because of all the things that I talked about with my time in boot camp. But at least now, I might be getting paid for that. We'll see.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Switch 2, interesting, but I'm not too, like, a lot of people are saying stuff about it, like, a lot of people are saying the graphics are a lot better, because you can now, like, run a lot of way better games on it, which I'd hope for $500, so, yeah. Right. But we'll leave it at that.
But, we aren't here, we'll leave it. We're out here to talk about consoles, although we probably could for an entire episode.
Oh, we sure could, yeah.
Do you have a creator showcase? Because I have somebody in mind. If you don't mind me taking over.
Really? Is it yourself? Because I'm not going to let you do that.
No, it's not myself. It's
all right.
A creator.
Sure.
So they probably don't need any of our help because they're not like huge, but they are a creator that I think is really cool. It is called Cinema Therapy. And I talked about them before. I don't think I've talked about them on the podcast, but I've talked about them before. Is what they do is there's 2 guys who run the channel. One of them is a film producer, or like he makes films. That's his job. He's trained for it. He understands all the filmmaking aspects. And the other guy is a licensed therapist. And so what they do is they'll like almost reaction style, but not really, look at a film. They won't watch the entire thing. They'll just play clips of it so they can talk about the things they want to talk about. And they'll talk about the filmmaking aspects of it and the, like, therapeutic aspects of it. So they have this entire series called Psychology of a Hero, where they talk about superheroes mainly, and they'll go over and be like, this is what this hero is dealing with psychologically, and then this is all the filmmaking stuff, and it's really cool. Really cool channel. I quite like it. Probably one of my favorite channels at the moment. So
interesting.
Go check them out.
Well, you should say their name again so people can hear it again.
Yes, they're called Cinema Therapy. That is. I'm not gonna do the distractible like reading out each letter, but
no.
Spelled exactly how you'd imagine cinema and therapy. Spelled normally. They got like a little under 2 million subscribers, so like not necessary that we promote them. But I really, really like this channel. I think
Right.
what they do is quite important because they talk about mental health stuff, which I think not a lot of people really talk about in the way that they should be talking about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But moving on into the episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the. If you read the name, I don't know if we're doing the same name as what the topic idea that Ethan presented to me, but it's You Didn't Realize. And what that means is you didn't realize it was the last time you did something. And so, basically, things that when you were doing it, you're like, oh, this is just like every other time I've done this. But then years later, you look back on it, it's like, man, that was the last time I did that thing. And you didn't realize that. I'm explaining it quite well, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, it's not pretty much. You pretty much got it. I would have given a better example of the sense of like, you didn't realize that it was your last sleepover you were gonna have. Like, so it's another childhood-esque episode again. And so if you, what was the episode called? It was called like it was the dream one. It was like the last 15 years were a dream or something. It's gonna be similar to that in the sense that it's focusing on our childhoods. But instead of like the whole thing was a dream, I think what was it called? It used to be different as the title of the episode, but I think that's what the topic was, if I remember. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. With the last 15 years were just a dream. So it's similar along the lines of that, except we're focusing more so on the fact that we're going to be talking about our actual own childhoods. So we're going to be reaching deep into our minds and subconscious to talk about that. So
Yes. But if I'll go first because I am the host and that's how we sometimes do it. That used to be like the norm until I was like, you know what, I don't feel like doing it first. Someone else go. But I can go first, and then I'm gonna say, probably the last time I played in the McDonald's play area.
So-
It's a classic.
I think you should start your thing, by the way, with saying you didn't or I didn't realize it was my last, and then say your thing, because I think that's gonna make the episode a lot more interesting.
Well, I didn't realize it was my last time playing in the McDonald's play area. And I probably don't remember the exact time, because it's what it's like as you're getting older with that particular type of thing. It's like you do less and less, and then you just don't do it anymore because you're too large and you want to eat and get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, it seems like those aren't super common. I went to a McDonald's earlier this week, and it had a play area in it. It was closed, but it was there. But most of the time I don't even see them. But I would say, like, I was probably like 12, or maybe even younger than that. And I was like, I'm gonna play in this play area. And then I think even then I was like, man, like, there's not much to do here,
Right.
And I think that's the whole thing is as you get older, it's like the things you enjoyed as a child, you're just not enjoying as much, which is, about growing up.
Right.
But I probably wasn't like, I'm never playing in this play area ever again. Like, it wasn't something that I actively thought about. It was just, it was one day, it was the last time I played in the area, and I went and ate my food, and then it just never happened again.
Yeah, that's that's what the episode's centered around. Some people haven't got it by this point. I hope you would, but in case you haven't, we're focusing mainly on the fact that you obviously the reason it's called You Didn't Realize is because you didn't. You were not thinking to yourself, "Oh, this is the last time I'm gonna play in this play area." Because after that, you're just like, whether it's your mom didn't let you go in it anymore, like you thought you were too old for it, whatever the cause was that you never went back to it, is you never realized that the last time you were going to do it. So that's why we're focusing on that specific point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But do you have You Didn't Realize?
Yeah, I do. It's gonna be a somber one, so I'm gonna start it off with a bit of a sad one, which is I didn't realize it was gonna be the last walk with my dog. The common saying is pets aren't around forever. As much as we want them to be, as much as we would love for them to be around forever, they physically cannot, obviously. And specifically with my dog that I had, is we had to put her down because supposedly, I still don't know if I fully believe the vets that we went to, but they said she had a type of disease that was causing her to slowly die. Now, we didn't see any effect of this, so to this day, I'm still not 100% convinced, but because unfortunately, the way the vet office that we went to worked was that they do get paid if you put them down, which I don't think they should, but whatever. That's a different story for another day. But either way, so the last time, the time why we were taking her for a walk is I didn't realize that was going to be the last time, because we didn't get the news till way after. So it's really, and I think it was a winter thing. It was definitely, I think it was in the winter. So we didn't know that was going to be the last time with her. Because when it's in the winter, you don't really walk your dog too much just because it's really cold and stuff. So, but yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be the last time we were going to give her a walk. So, yeah, I know it's a somber one, but I wanted to get it out there.
It is. It's quite sad whenever you have to put down a pet. Luckily, I've never had to experience that because I didn't have too many pets growing up, and then I had my cats, and it's gonna be a sad day. I know. Whenever that day comes, with my current cat, because the one I have, Millie is what she's called. I think we've had her for 9 years by now. So she's old for a cat. But
yeah, but cats can live to 16. I think the minute the middle of the road is 16. So she still has about 6 years,
right?
Average, anyway.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say she's old for a cat, but not so old that she's elderly. She's past her midlife crisis at this point. But,
yeah, I think 10 and onward is considered an older cat.
Right. So there's that. But moving on from there, slightly less serious, I would say, is I didn't realize it was the last track meet that I would compete in. And I remember explicitly when this was, because it was right before I moved. I was doing indoor track, and I knew at the time it was my last one there, but I had figured that it would be my last, that I would go to my new school, and I would join the track team, and then I would compete, and it would be just like it normally was, except I wouldn't have all my friends, but, that's how moving works. And so I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll do my competes, and I'll hang out with my friends, and then, I'll move on, and then go to my next school, and then I'll do it there. But, I don't have the ability to foresee the future, as no one does. And right after I moved, I was able to join the track team. About the first week I was at my new school, and then tragedy struck. It was COVID. COVID happened. Everything shut down, and I never competed for that school year. And then I never went to do track after that year because I would do the next year virtual, and then I would graduate. So I didn't realize that it was my last time competing in the track. And I guess I could technically do it now, but I'm too busy for that shit.
That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, I can't honestly relate because I didn't do track. Not only did I not do track, but I didn't really do sports. I did sports in middle school. I played basketball. I tried baseball, hated it with a passion. And then I actually mainly just did basketball. I loved basketball. I still do to this day. I wouldn't play against anyone necessarily, unless it was for fun. If we're playing for fun, then I'll play. But if someone wanted to play for bets or for serious or something, I would be like, nah, I'm okay.
Right.
Because we went to a trampoline park actually recently where they had basketballs. Now, playing basketball on a trampoline is completely different than on a court, obviously. But I still had it. I still made a lot of good shots, so I still got it. But I'm short, so it kind of outweighs it a little bit. But
right.
I still like playing it. I still like just shooting hoops myself. If I'm by myself on a court, I just love shooting hoops and stuff. It gets you the exercise, because if you're by yourself, you gotta go get the ball yourself. You can't be like, hey, Jeff, can you go give me the ball? I need it. And you're like, no, get your butt over there and do it yourself. So
Yeah, I think I also played basketball, and I played with my two brothers semi recently. They were visiting, and so we went to a local sports complex area it's just free for the public to use. And so we were playing basketball, and like these three teenagers, I don't know how old they were not too old, but like, hey, we gotta play against you. And we're like, all right, I won't play against these. So they whipped our ass because we're three adult people who don't really exercise all that much against three kids who probably play basketball all the time. And so we got our ass kicked by a bunch of teenagers.
Right. So
do you have another?
I do have another one. It might be somber a little bit, but it depends on how touchy-feely you get with these. So I didn't realize it was the last time I was going to feel the pure magic of Christmas. The actual pure excitement that a child gets when it's Christmas morning. You run downstairs, it's 7 a.m. or even earlier sometimes, and you bang on your mom's door, Mom, get up, damn it! Maybe you don't say that. You're trying to wake her up, or wake your dad up, whoever you had at the time, and to get up to go watch you unwrap presents. And then you'd run over to the table to see that the cookies you left for Santa are gone or half gone or whatever your parents decided to do. Because I'm sorry, if you're a child listening to this, you need to stop. You need to leave. You need to. You're not permitted here. I'm sorry. No. You need to go away. So yeah, obviously everyone that's listening to this should know Santa's not real. But in case you didn't, spoilers. But yeah, sorry, John. Santa's not real. Hate to break it to you.
No.
But yeah, so and then you'd see the carrots. We even left out carrots sometimes, because you gotta give the reindeer something. You can't just give Santa something, not the reindeer. So you'd see the carrots half bitten into or whatever. You'd see the milk gone, basically, whatever. You felt the pure magic of it. Now, mind you, I still love Christmas. I still love the season of Christmas. It's a season of giving, and I love seeing that happen. I love giving people presents. I can't say I hate receiving presents or anything. That'd be crazy. Right. I love the festive time of putting up decorations. I love driving through towns where the cities, the towns are all lit up because everyone has Christmas lights on. I love that time of the year, obviously. But the pure magic of Christmas will never come back because I know Santa's not real. I know it was my parents giving me the presents the whole time. I know they were the ones eating the cookies and drinking the milk and that kind of stuff. So the pure magic is gone. I can still enjoy Christmas. I'm not saying I hate Christmas. I'm the Grinch. I'm just saying the pure magic can never be there again because I know this stuff now. I'm older. I know that it's not real. So yeah, I didn't realize that was the last time. I don't even know what the last time was. I found out Santa wasn't real first, and then everything got unfolded from there, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't realize it was the last time, whatever time that was.
Yeah. So for me, with that particular thing, there's definitely a thing where it's like when I was young, it's like the wonder and the amazingness of Christmas is like, oh, it's cool, it's Christmas time. Mom and Dad, get your butts out of bed. I want to open my presents. But when I was growing up, we didn't celebrate Santa Claus. We didn't. My parents were like, "Yeah, Santa Claus is not real." Even when I was a kid,
it's hilarious, dude. I'm just imagining you first come out the womb, and the first thing they say to you is, "Santa's not real." It's like, oh my god.
And then I'm like, "Who's Santa?" Also, I can't talk.
Yeah, also, who are you? It's just like.
Who are you? Where am I?
What's going on? God, it's just like they don't even say it super nicely. They're just like, Santa's not real. You're just like, wait a minute. I as soon as you said your parents told you that, in that voice you did, I was just like, that'd be so funny if that was the first thing they've ever said to you.
But no, it wasn't like something we really did, and I may have mentioned this before. I grew up in a Christian household, and my parents were a lot more strict about that sort of thing. That when they were younger Christians, where they're like, Santa Claus takes away from Christmas, which is silly, and they admit it now is silly. But at the time, it was just like I didn't really experience it. But there's still something about when you're a kid and you're getting presents, and it's like, whoa, this is awesome, and then as you get older, it's like, it's still pretty cool. I'm not gonna say, like, when I wake up on Christmas, I'm like, ugh, they're gonna give me presents. Ugh, I hate it.
Right.
But it's just a different vibe, and I still quite love Christmas time nowadays. Like, I like giving people presents. I like spending time with my family. I like the vibe that is in all the Christmas decorations and the snow, except there's no snow here because I live in the South where it's hot all the time. But you know, there's it's a very difference, and like just like you, I wouldn't say like there was a moment when I was like, well, this is the last time I'm having a magical holiday.
Yeah, right.
It was just one year it was like that, and then the next year it wasn't.
That's true. That's fair. Yep. Well, what's your next one, huh?
But the next one I would say is we're gonna go sad again. We're gonna get some tear jerkers.
Oh boy.
And I would say it would be. I didn't realize it was the last time that I would talk to one of my friends who has since passed.
Ooh.
And it was. I remember when I found out that they had passed. They had. They were a victim of suicide. But when I last talked to them, I think the last time I had any contact with them was they sent me a meme on Reddit. And it was something silly. I even remember the meme was, bread is made up by bread companies to sell more bread. Quite a silly meme. But it was like, if I had known, which of course I couldn't have, because again, can't see the future, then like maybe I'd be like, oh, that's funny. I'm so glad that you're here to give me these memes and joke around with you. You're a great dude. I like hanging out with you. But I didn't know that, and I couldn't have, and I still miss the dude. He was great, and it's really, really tragic.
Yeah, I think, so I obviously wasn't, it's not the same situation, obviously, but I think all the way back, I'm talking at the birth of this podcast, there was an episode we talked about, it was just about, we talked about girls, I think. I don't know why, like, that was one of the topics that we thought was going to be a good idea. I mean, it's fine, I guess. But, like, the one part, right. Like, I think it was open-ended, so you could talk about girls that you had bad interactions with or good interactions with, or whatever. And I talked about an interaction where I had a childhood friend that was unfortunately a victim of suicide as well. And so that kind of similar thing happened. Is like, you don't know. And unfortunately, people that go through that kind of thing, they suffer in silence. And you really don't know. You don't know until it's too late, really. Sometimes you can catch it early on, but unfortunately that doesn't happen very often. So, yeah, it's really tragic how that works. Because it's sad in the sense that obviously of what happened, but it's also sad that you didn't know. Like, that's why it's not only is it that you didn't realize thing, but it's also you didn't know that it was happening in the first place. So, unless, like I said, you sometimes you can see signs early on, but sometimes it's hard to tell. So,
right.
But yeah, this one's not going to be much better. I mean, it's still a little bit somber, but it's going to be hopefully less somber than that one. This is going to be more of a general run. It's going to be, I didn't realize that it was going to be the last time I would log on. And what I mean by that is, for me specifically, this might not be specific to you guys, but like this could be general for all of us, because this will be the last time I logged on, and then insert this thing here. For some of you older folks, it might be Skype. Skype, you may be logged on to Skype for the last time and you didn't realize. Or you might have logged on to, MySpace for the last time. You don't like that kind of stuff. For me, what I'm primarily talking about is the Xbox Live 360. Or Xbox 360 Live, whatever. Because I had a ton of friends on that I booted on my Xbox 360 a while ago. And I opened up my friends list, and we're still friends, but obviously because the Xbox 360 is not used really much anymore. And it said last online 10 years ago. And I was just sitting there looking at that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, dude. 10 years ago? That's so long! And I did have a message that, like, I've seen other people get these types of messages too. The one that I got was like, this was from 5 years ago, so, because I stopped using it around that time. So it's from 5 years ago, and the guy was like, we played a lot of Call of Duty games together. He's like, hey man, hope you're doing good. I just wanted to let you know I started high school, or whatever. And I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. But then I've seen like these other people post something like this one made me tear up a little bit because it's like it's good tears though. It wasn't bad tears. This person got a thing on their Xbox 360 thing, and it was like similar to what I got actually, but it ended like, hey, how you doing? I just hope you're doing well. Just wanted to tell you that I got married last week or whatever. And these were like people you had as like super like obviously they were online friends, but they were childhood friends still at the end of the day. People you just played games with when you were like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever. So, and to hear that they got married or something, like that's nuts. Like where did that time go? So, yeah, it's you didn't realize it was the last time you would log on though. Because the last time I logged on, when I was logging on for the last time, I didn't know that was going to be the last time. So, yeah, I think it was the last time because I got the Xbox One. I think the Xbox One was the reason, but even still, it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, and I didn't have, as a kid, many online friends. Now I have plenty of online friends, like people I talk to every day. So I can't quite go with it was the last time I would log on and talk to my online friends on a video game, because it doesn't exist, at least not yet. So, right. But I do have a similar one where it was I didn't realize it was the last time I would play Little Big Planet 2 online. And specifically, that was a game I played a lot as a kid, and they had an online feature. It's probably one of the first games I ever played that had an online feature, and you could make your own worlds, or your own levels, and like share it online, so you could play people's levels, and there were plenty of those, like, you would be like, oh, you can get this cool item in the game, and then you play the level and be like, no, you can't. I tricked you, just to play my game, just for the number to go up. And I'm like, oh, that's lame. But there's a lot of really cool, interesting levels on there. But the reason I would say I didn't realize it was my last time, because you might be wondering, oh, why don't you just play it again? They shut down the servers recently, so you can't go and play those online games anymore. And the other day, not the other day, like a few weeks ago, I saw like an influx of Little Big Planet videos on like YouTube Shorts and whatnot. Like just of people remembering those days when they were a kid, playing that game and playing it online, because it was just, I guess it wasn't like the most popular game, but it was pretty popular, and a lot of people really enjoyed that. So, but yeah, like it was the last time I was playing it, I was probably just like, it was definitely when I was younger. It was probably around maybe when I got the PS4. Maybe not. I don't know exactly, but it was like I was playing it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is so fun! I'm gonna set it down though. I'm gonna go play something else." And then I just never returned to it. And I probably could still play the story mode, because it also had the story mode, but it's just like also one of those things. I'm like, I'm not too interested in playing the story mode of the game. My childhood, it wasn't that big of a childhood thing. But they recently made a game that was in the franchise from it, so maybe I'll play that.
Yeah, I can't relate. I never touched that game or anything. I never really even heard about it until recently. So fair enough. Though what is funny is there was a guy who would be, he's like the narrator, and he's not the Stanley Parable narrator, different person. But he had a narrator. He'd be like, "Oh, this is what this game's about," and he's the guy who read. There's two guys who people associated with it, but he's one of the guys who did the audiobooks for the Harry Potter series. So I was like listening to one of the audiobooks, and I was like, "Wait a minute, where have I heard that voice?" And it was the Little Big Planet guy. But do you have another one? I do.
Keep
so
this train moving.
Probably going to be somber again. You know, I mean, it's somber in the sense that, like, I mean, these all can be somber depending on how you look at it, but more so than others, especially with John's one that he did earlier. But this one is going to be, it might be sad for some of you for different reasons, though, and I'll get to that in a second. But I didn't realize it was the last time I was going to have a true sleepover at my grandma's house. And now I still like spend the night over there sometimes. Like we'll go on vacation. In fact, when we go on vacation this coming year here, I'm gonna head over there, spend the night, and then we're gonna head out that next morning. So, like, I still do that, but what I mean by true sleepover is, like, your parents dropped you off for the weekend, or, maybe you went to, and you were going to an event with them or something, and so they dropped you off for like, school was out, and so you got them for the summer or something, whatever it was. And so I didn't realize it was going to be the last time we would do that. Now, for some of you, it might be for different reasons. Like, maybe, unfortunately, your grandparents are no longer here. So you literally could not spend time, like, you literally could not have a sleepover with them or something like that. So it might be summer for different reasons for different people. It all depends on the person. For me, my grandparents are still with me, which is a blessing because I love them, obviously. I love spending time with them and stuff. So for me, it's just more so that I'm older, and so I'm not constantly heading over there or anything. And the true sleepover in the sense that, like I said, your parents dropped you off, or you're spending time with your grandparents and stuff. Because I have so many great memories of just spending time with them. You know what I mean? Both sides. I'm not talking about just one specific set of grandparents, but both sides of grandparents is, like, just spending time with in my childhood. I didn't realize it was going to be the last time, though.
Yeah. For me, I didn't really have too many of those experiences where I would be, like, dropped off at my grandparents' house for a sleepover, because my grandparents just lived, like, hours and hours away. That it would be, like, we would only see them for, like every now and then for Thanksgiving we'd go over. But most of the time it would just be like, oh yeah, it's grandma and grandpa, they live all the way over there, a different state. So I didn't have that experience. But I guess the most similar is the last time I had a sleepover proper with a friend that I don't know what they're doing these days, but they were a friend that I had before I moved to the school we went to together. So the school I went to before that, and they were one of my best friends at the time. I would go over his house all the time, and I didn't realize it'd be the last time I would go over there because also they were kind of a jerk. I would not hang out with them anymore if I had the option because they were one of those friends that, like, at the time, they're like, oh, this is a cool friend of mine, but they were they were a pretty toxic friend. So it's a good thing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. That it was the last time I went to their house to have a sleepover because they were awful. And if you would probably listen to this, if you're at home and you know who I am and you know who you are, if you're listening, I don't care. Don't be big.
Well, there you go, I guess.
But I guess for my proper next, you didn't realize, I'm trying to think of ones that are different enough from previous ones, because there's other sport ones that I could say, like, didn't, but I think when it comes to, like, the track one, it's the biggest sport one I can think of. I guess similar to the magic of Christmas, I didn't realize it was last summer vacation that I would have the magic of summer. Because there's like one of those things with your kids. It's like you see it in Phineas and Ferb. It's like summer's like this huge thing. It's like you got so many stories of that revolve around summer. And then, but now that I'm an adult, summer is just when it's hot out. It's just another season.
Right.
It's, like I still have my summer vacation from school, but it's not too terribly different because I also have, breaks between the semesters. So, and I imagine even less so when I go to do whatever my career will be. It will be like summer is just like no different because people don't get summer vacations from their jobs unless they're a teacher, and even then it depends because they might be a summer school teacher, they might have other stuff they do in the summer.
Well, and unfortunately, teachers are so underpaid that some just get extra jobs in the summer anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna add on to it, but you already did. That when you have a job, summer doesn't matter. It literally just doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. So, like, I'll say, like, when I was 14, it'd be like, it's summer vacation, let's go.
Yep.
I'm gonna do all the summer stuff. And then now it's just like, oh, it's summer. Oh, thank goodness I don't have to go to school and be stressed.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with the summer thing of, like, whenever it was summer, I'm like, I can't wait to play games with my friends. That's all it really was. I did other stuff, obviously, than just that, but like, it was like, the main thing was like, I can't wait to have so much free time. That was like the major thing that I would say that I was excited about.
Right.
Because I was like, oh sweet, I get to play games whenever I want. I don't have to wake up super early. I get to sleep in. I definitely slept in a bunch of the days. We would go to like water parks and stuff in the summer. I was like, oh my goodness. So.
Indeed. But, did you have another one?
Yeah, so, we'll probably do one last one for each of us here. So, for my last one, I was going to try and maybe think of a super serious one, but I can't off the top of my head. So I'm just going to go with one that's going to be, that might be nostalgic to most people. It depends on how your family did this, I guess. But you didn't realize it was your last time going to pick out your favorite toy. And for me, I couldn't even tell you what my favorite toys were. A bunch of them were just, like, I actually played more games than I did, like, play with toys. But, for example, I'll go more specifically, Toys R Us was a freaking wonderland. That was my Disneyland back in my childhood. Like, screw actual Disneyland. My Disneyland was Toys R Us. And I remember this specific memory. I don't know if anyone's ever been inside of Toys R Us, but if you have, you might remember this. There was this, like, big open area with, like, this giant train set. Now, I don't think you could buy that. I think it was just a display thing. But it was so cool looking, and you could actually interact with it, if I recall. It was just super fun to walk through Toys R Us and pick out your favorite toys. And now Toys R Us is gone. Like, we never get to see that again. And sure, kids are still getting to pick out their toys and stuff, but it's never, the magic almost is gone because there's no place that's dedicated to those types of things. Because Toys R Us was purely toys and games. Now people usually just get it at Walmart or Target and stuff, but they have other stuff, so it's not like you're walking through a winter wonderland for a child. It's like, oh, there's games over here. Oh, there's bread and eggs over there. It's like, okay. So it's like unlike Toys R Us where it's like, oh my god, there's Legos over there, there's train sets over there, there's, board games over there. It's like literally heaven for a child. So yeah, but at the same time, it's like I said, I didn't realize it was my last time going to do that. When we went through the last run with Toys R Us, I didn't realize that was going to be the last time because at that time I didn't realize they were going out of business. So,
and I guess for my last one, I'll do a somber one, because I'll make the people sad.
I see how it is.
But I will say, I think I might have talked about this previously on the podcast, but I didn't realize it was the last time I would go over to my great grandma's house. Because my great grandma is no longer with us. And I think that they are the reason I moved away from New York, because they were getting older, and so I sort of knew the time was running out per se, but I didn't know when it would be.
Yeah.
And you always hope that it's longer than it. And I remember I went over to the house, and we had snacks because we would go over and we'd have like tea time. We would go over, hang out. We'd have tea and then some type of dessert, and it was a lot of fun. And sadly, they're no longer with us, and that's just it's really sad because I really miss them. They were part of my entire life. I remember even when I was a kid going over to the house, and I remember when watching Toy Story on their box TV when I was a young child at their house.
Right.
So yeah, and it's one of those things that, like I said, you never know how much time you have with somebody, and you never know when it's going to be the last time you get to spend time with them.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
not to take away from the serious factor, because this is a quote from Unus Annus, I think, but you never know how much time you have left. And that's one of those things where that applies to other people too. Like, not only do you not know how much time you have left, but you don't know how much time anyone else has left either. Because the one thing that we all share, like, we all have different opinions, we can all have different views on things, we can all have different likes, dislikes, whatever. We can be different in our own ways, but the one thing that's always shared is that our fate is sealed. We're gonna die. It's just gonna happen. We don't know how, we don't know when, but it's gonna happen. And I think John was from what I can tell. I don't know. I don't want to make light of the situation, so I don't know if she was in pain on her last couple weeks or whatever it was. But for my great grandma, for example, she passed really early on. I only got to meet her 10 times, maybe if that. So I obviously loved her, but I was a small child, so I didn't really understand much of anything. But I really only got to meet her like a couple times. And so I didn't really get to know her that well. And I did go to her funeral though. We did, because I was old enough to go to the funeral that they were holding for her. And another reason I didn't get to see her so often is because she was super far away. She was in Maryland, I believe, whereas I was in New York. So we never really got to see her too much. The only time we got to see her was when we were heading home from vacation. So we would make a pit stop in Maryland to go see them, or like on the way down even we'd make a pit stop. Either way, we'd see them in Summerguard. That way we could see her. But yeah, and like I can't even remember when I found out. I think it was just a random, ordinary day. Like nothing seemed off, and then there was the message. I think I found out via a message. So yeah, it's just really sad. Unfortunately, I'm kind of sad. I kind of bummed out I didn't get to actually truly get to know her too much. I get to know her a little bit via my grandma, because she obviously was her daughter, so I get to know information from her. But I don't get to like sit down with her and talk with her and stuff like that. So she passed pretty early on for me. So it's, from what I can tell, it's nice that John got to spend a good majority of his life life with her. So
yeah, I am fortunate in that aspect that not a whole lot of people, from what I understand, have a great grandma or a great parent all the way up into adulthood. So I was able to have that experience and really get to know them and spend time with them. So although it's sad, of course, at least I have the comfort that I was able to have that experience.
Right. Yep.
But that will be the end. And I'm sure there's more last times that we could have gone over, but we only have so much time.
Then I wanted to make this one a little shorter.
Marches, yes, so we'll make it a little shorter. So, but that will do it. Ethan, you are the winner. Jeff decided he didn't want to give any last times.
Yeah, take that, Jeff, you idiot.
But obviously, you're the only other one here, so you're going to do the next episode.
Sweet.
That's how it goes.
Well, since the whole host thing is not a surprise anymore, what I will say is I'm going to start giving you guys little bonuses, like teasers for what I'm going to do, because I usually schedule things a little bit in advance, just because I have some stuff I want to do, like the game show and stuff I schedule in advance. We're not doing a game show, but we're going to be finishing the trilogy of the Reset Button trilogy. So, for example, if the Reset Button is the original episode, if you haven't seen that episode, go listen to it. It's one of my favorite episodes ever. And then there was like a Backrooms one that was like a soft launch for it, but I was like, I kind of disowned that. So that's its own thing now. It's still a good episode, but I disowned it as a part of the trilogy. Then there was the Vanish Button, where John and the third guy woke up and everyone was gone. Everyone in the entire world was gone, and they had to kind of navigate that. And then we're finishing the trilogy next week, so come and join us for that. It's gonna be a great episode. I have it all planned out. It's going to be a very interesting scenario. I'm very interested to see what John does with the new scenario and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting.
Listen, I'm very excited for that one, because I remember when we finished the Vanish Button. If you haven't gotten to it, go check that out after this one. Super great. But I remember, you kind of teased that there was going to be a third one on the horizon, and so I was like, "Ooh, I'm excited for that one." And so I'm looking forward to seeing what you got cooked up.
Yeah, that and the scenario you guys were in with the Vanish Button left off a little bit of a cliffhanger as well. So,
of course. So, very good. And well, thank you guys so much for listening. We hope we provoked a conversation that made you laugh along the way. You can check myself out over on YouTube at Gibbons Phoebens and Gibbons Phoebens VODs, as well as my Twitch channel, where I do all my gameplay stuff that you see on the YouTube channel. Almost all of it is on Twitch and that's why I recorded. So want to see those sorts of things live, but you just want to hang out with me, you can do that. And this is a few weeks in the future, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. So, whatever. But you can also check out Ethan over at Flabs XZ Gaming over on YouTube. There's stuff with both of us in it, but it's his channel. It's mostly him. But I'm also there sometimes. So if you wanted to see the stuff we're both in, you can check out with Friends playlists. Those are really good.
Yep.
And I'm not biased at all.
Yeah, I think I said this in a different episode. The With Friends playlist, I'm pretty sure John is in every single one of them. There's times where Axel's in some of them, but Axel's not in every single series, so.
I think there's one that I'm not in, but I'm not going to talk about that. And you can check us out over on X or Twitter, whatever you guys want to call it. I call it Twitter because I'm not a weirdo. It's called the Provokers Pod. You can check out our Twitter account and our Instagram account at the Provokers Official, rather the Provokers Podcast Official. If you were following the last channel, the last Instagram account we had, and you're like, where did all the Provokers stuff go? It's a new one. The other one it's gone. It's gotten bye-bye. We don't have it anymore.
Thanos snapped it into existence.
Thanos snapped into existence, so now we're at the Provokers Podcast Official. It's a new Instagram account, but it's all the same sort of content you would see in the old one, but actually done. Because the person running it now actually knows what they're doing. And you can also check out the Patreon, where we have multiple tiers that range from $1 to $100, and each tier having different perks. And then the higher tier you buy, the more perks you will get. And you can also become when you become a member of the Patreon, you get access to an exclusive Patreon-only Discord server where we are, and you can talk to us there. You can tell us all your ideas about the podcast. You can tell what you love, what you don't like, all that good stuff, and hang out with us there. And as well as we also have the extended cut episodes on the store page of the Patreon, where there's about 30-minute snippets. It does have the other guy who won't be mentioned, but they're still worth a listen to. First few are $3, and then after that they're $5 if you wanted to check those out. And with all that out of the way, we will see you guys next time.